Louisa.
And I'm Jamie Morris.
And I am Cortensia Carty.
Uh-huh.
Friday. Yay! It's the end of the work week, but yeah.
It's the end of the work week, but yay. Whatever you say, there you go.
Friday, yay.
Why do people look forward to Friday? I don't understand.
I know, because the weekend has plenty of work, right?
Exactly. And some people work around the clock.
Yeah.
Like Studio 327 stuff. Anyway, we're moving on. Another story. Good work. We enjoy what we do. All right. So it's going to be partly cloudy with a 20% or slight chance of showers, high of 90 degrees and a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. All in all, good weather. Fairly consistent for the time being. And you know what? I can't complain because it's cooler in the evenings.
Yeah,
just the way I like it.
Fahrenheit would say it's the same degrees as yesterday. Oh, well, I hope you guys are having a good morning as us as we begin this morning on the local scene of a story from SKNIS. A new television channel from St. Kitts and Nevis will hit the airwaves next month as the government continues its strategy to develop and promote local artists as well as to enhance the film industry. The Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, the minister responsible for the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Entertainment and Talent Development, MOEN, said the new channel would open up new opportunities. Additional objectives highlighted aiding creatives in enhancing their craft by setting content quality standards akin to international TV channels and providing a revenue stream to creatives by channeling advertising revenue to the creatives for ads that run during their product airtime.
Ah, great. So there's a new gig in town.
Yes, and money to be made
Okay.
by
Well,
our local celebrities.
I don't know who they are, but anyway, I guess we'll find out.
Soon enough.
We'll find out. All right, in our second story, this from the press unit in the office of the Prime Minister. The 70 years to the day when Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was coronated as the British monarch on June 2nd, St. Kitts and Nevis and many other Commonwealth nations are celebrating the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty. June 2nd officially marks the start of a 4-day celebration period, which will include activities such as the Queen's birthday parade, a service of Thanksgiving, royal attendance at the Derby, and a grand party at the Palace. The observation of the historic occasion in St. Kitts and Nevis commenced with a symbolic tree planting initiative at Government House. Delivering remarks in observance of the occasion, Prime Minister Harris said over the years, the act of planting trees had become an important part of Her Majesty the Queen's legacy. Do you look at that?
Yeah, and she's a Gemini too, and her husband was a Gemini. Geminis are the best. You go, Queen.
Well, you seem to know a lot about the Queen. I gotta say, I don't know what you're reading or what you're watching, but you really do seem to know a lot about Her Majesty.
I know a little about the Queen. And don't you see the Jubilee was held on Monday? Look at that.
Oh, no wonder. That's exactly why you know about it. Now I understand it. Now I understand it. Now it makes perfect sense, guys.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope the Queen has a wonderful birthday because she's getting up there and she still looks strong. So
Yes.
we continue now with our third story. This from Wayne Media. Kajola Kistada Limited, a manufacturing company in St. Kitts and Nevis, will be closing its doors on November the 5th, 2022, after 28 years of existence in the Federation. The Labour Minister, the Honourable Wendy Phipps, shared that preliminary estimates have the severance payment for the workers in the range of EC 2.5 million. She said, and I quote, "The government will be setting aside by separate capitalization, of course, because when we would have passed the budget in December, we would not have foreseen or made provisions for the closure of a plant," end quote. Cajola Questada also pledged that they will be paying gratuity to the workers. The story isn't so hot because persons are going to be out of jobs now and
Yeah,
they're going to be looking.
28 years makes me curious as to why now, but
I know. It
that's
didn't
something
even
that we
make it
won't
to
know.
30.
Yeah, that's why
An
we
even
won't know.
number, but odd.
Even number and
But
even number,
odd.
but odd.
Yeah.
Cortensia, no, not. This is a
Yeah.
riddle according to Cortensia, guys. An even number, but odd. I get you. Strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the way that we're going to end the latest for the local segment of the latest, rather. Today, we'll be
Yes.
back with regional and international news in a moment. Stay tuned.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is Friday and we are continuing with the latest in regional news. Yes, we are shaking off the rest of the work week and we are buzzing right on through it. All right, the latest in regional news from the Caribbean Media Corporation. The Bahamas government says it is likely to re-examine the measures under which sex offenders are publicly released from prison after one man died in hospital a few days after his release. The authorities said that Alden Scott was found unresponsive on a dirt road while bleeding through the nose, but it is not known if he was attacked or the origin of his injuries. Scott was released last Friday after being added to the sex offender registry. He served 9 years in prison for sexual assault and was sentenced to 2 years in prison for caressing a girl's thigh in January. National Security Minister Wayne Munro told reporters that an investigation has been launched into Scott's death and warned that the public should refrain from issuing vigilante justice.
Look at that, taking the power of the, should I say the police or the law into their own hands?
Yeah, but we don't even know what it is because that's just a supposition at this point. But obviously they're going to continue their investigation, so we'll know for certain in the not too distant future exactly what caused his death.
Just so. We continue now on the international scene. Biden administration to cancel $5.8 billion in single largest student loan forgiveness effort ever. This from the Fortune. The U.S. Department of Education announced Wednesday that it will forgive all remaining debt for over 500,000 borrowers who attended and were defrauded by any campus owned and operated by Corinthian colleges, the for-profit education chain that closed in 2015. This is the department's largest single student loan discharge ever. An estimated 560,000 borrowers will automatically have their loans totaling an estimated $5.8 billion canceled. They don't have to apply for a borrower's defense discharge. The department says it will discharge the loans without any additional action on their part. That's a great story.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a bit of a balance because obviously they were defrauded in the first place, but
Yes.
in the end of it, there's a balancing act to play.
They don't have to pay it back.
Yes,
That's
a
good.
good thing.
Yeah.
That's going to make me delve deeper into what caused the fraud in the first place and what actually, encompassed it, what made it up. Well, there you go. I'm a little bit of an investigator, as you know. Maybe you guys are learning. I don't know, but hey, it is what it is, right?
Yes.
So this brings us to the end of the latest for today, but we have an action-packed program lined up for you. You hear that, right? It is Friday, but it's action-packed anyway, so stay tuned. We'll be back in a flash.
The continued fight against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Last month, a new junior youth minister of tourism in Nevis, Kalia Huggins-Simmons of the Charlestown Secondary School, or CSS, was announced. Kalia was adjudged the winner from a field of 8 participants from 3 high schools during the 2022 Bank of Nevis BON Limited Tourism Youth Congress. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with her for today's Youth Power segment. Good morning, Kalia. Congratulations and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Congrats and welcome.
Well, definitely it's a pleasure to have you. Anytime we get to engage with young people who are recognized for greatness, it is indeed our pleasure. So let's talk about what propelled you into the spotlight this time. First of all, can you believe that you are actually the Youth Junior Minister of Tourism?
Well, winning the Tourism Congress has created such a feeling within me that I have yet to fully grasp. But I back the title with honor and promise to do my best in upholding the position that I have recently obtained.
Excellent.
So what is it being the Junior Minister of Tourism entails, Kalia?
Well, my major role of being the Junior Minister of Tourism would be to represent Nevis in the CTO's Tourism Congress to be held in September. I would also volunteer in major tourism-related events for the Ministry of Tourism, for instance, the Mango Fest that will be held later in July.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. So you are really getting out there and you're going to represent Nevis in, I'm sure, ways that a division would have been dying to do before, yes. Correct? You just get to do it in a very public way. So that's awesome, Kalia. So tell us about your preparation for this particular role that you are now undertaking. We understand that in 2019, a student from the Charlestown Secondary School also won, the Tourism Youth Congress. So did you receive any tips at all from that person or perhaps the teachers, or was it just something that seemed to fall into your lap a little bit?
Well, Brianna Chapman, who was the winner of the 2019 Congress, she didn't physically help me with preparing, but she did give me a lot of good advice that I would take care of my parents. She was also good as a support for me.
Oh, that's incredible. Great.
So, Kalia, what piqued your interest to enter such a competition?
Well, my teacher, Miss Brown, asked me if I wanted to enter it, and I said yes, because I do love competing in things. I'm a very competitive person. Also, I have also loved tourism since I was from a young age. So being able to enter the Congress felt like a way to reconnect with the subject.
Okay, so what are your favorite aspects of tourism?
I would say learning about the different cultures of other countries and, of course, traveling.
Oh, lovely. So do you have plans to pursue politics when you get a little older?
Not necessarily, but I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
Oh, I love that answer.
Yeah, keep your options open. You know, you were so young, you never know where the future will take you. Yeah. So we understand that you have a bit of your speech that you are prepared to read for us. We're going to let you do so now. Please go ahead.
I don't
Oh, well, okay. Well, here's what we do. We have 2 segments, so we apologize for that. We're going to keep the conversation going. When we come back, if you have it, then we'll let you read it. All right, let's talk about the energy at the Charlestown Secondary School after your win. You know, were your peers excited? Were your teachers excited? What was going on that front? Okay, the energy from the classmates, you know, at the school, from teachers, even the principal, what was it like when you were announced the winner?
They were all very supportive and congratulative. I would say my peers were more proud of me in a way than I was of myself. Not to say I was proud of myself, but they were extremely proud of me. Teachers congratulated me, not only in the community, I was seen around the school. So that was the best of it.
You seem like you doubted yourself a bit. Why though?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what was that? You're shy?
We didn't get that.
I'm not sure.
You are a bit shy, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it tells. I can tell that, you know, I can see that. But you know what? You're doing a really good job.
Yes, you are.
And I have no doubt that with your new role, you will continue to do a very good job. Absolutely proud of you for achieving what you've achieved so far, Kalia. So here's what we'll do. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back to talk with you on the other side of it, okay? Sit tight. More Good Morning SKN in a flash, everyone. Stay tuned.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
The continued fight against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We will now continue our engaging conversation with Kalia Huggins Simmons, the new Youth Junior Minister of Tourism. So Kalia, you've managed to gather your speech, so can we have your favorite part of it?
All right. Moderate. Nevis has long sold the idea of sun, sand, and sea. However, these are the attractions of every Caribbean destination. Therefore, product diversification is the secret ingredient to a competitive edge. Tourists are no longer interested with fine dining only, but are seeking down-to-earth experiences like fishing expeditions and involvement in fish preparation prior to fine dining. Imagine Bath Hot Springs providing a variety of services for improving beauty, health, and relaxation through hot stone massages, facials and pedicures, meditation, and yoga. At the Cades Refuge Orchard, tourists are not only interested in reaping, but also in replanting, a testament to their interest in sustainable development. Michelle McKenzie, President and CEO of Canadian Tourism Commission, stated, "A tourism product is what you buy, but a tourism experience is what you remember."
Lovely.
I love that last point, though. I love that last point about a tourism product versus a tourism experience.
That's
and
what you
it's very
remember.
true.
Yes, indeed it is. Because
So let's
it's the
talk about
experience
that.
that brings you back.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What makes it very true for you? Because you were the one who wrote those words. So why the distinction?
Well, I feel like every country is a tourism product in a way, but in order for you to make it an experience, there have to be things that tourists would not normally do. So for example, you can't have an island with only fine dining. You need to have things that are different, what they don't normally see or get to experience. Because what would be the point if there's just the same thing that they always see?
So there's that uniqueness that you're talking about that Nevis will capture, that will keep people not only remembering, but definitely wanting to come back if they've come here before. I could see why you won, honestly, and that was a very powerful line, Claire. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, and I think you mentioned it before briefly, the fact that you're scheduled to represent Nevis in the Caribbean Tourism Youth Congress in the Cayman Islands this October. All right, is that a smile of excitement and anticipation that I see on your face right now?
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely excited to attend.
All right, what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to competing, obviously, but also representing Nevis and being able to share with my fellow colleagues from around the region what Nevis has to offer. I feel like that's very important. Many of them don't even know about Nevis, surprisingly enough, because of its size. So it's a great opportunity.
I love that you're going to go out and you are going to ensure that Nevis is represented very well. And you said you're very competitive. Would there be competitions at this event in the Cayman Islands?
Well, the event itself is a competition.
Okay.
However, don't know if there'll be other small competitions during the whole.
I can feel your energy already. I love the fact that you said that you love to compete, so I know that you're looking forward to that the most. When you mentioned earlier that there are people who don't know about Nevis, and that's true because I think a lot of times us smaller Caribbean nations tend to be enveloped by well-known places like Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago and the larger ones, right? So they don't know about Nevis. If I were that person who didn't know about Nevis and you had roughly 15 to 20 seconds or so to impress me and to get me to come to Nevis, what would you say to me, Kalia?
We would definitely talk to you about our cultural practices, dances that we do, things, the food we eat, the stuff that separates us from countries like Jamaica and so forth. Because yes, we all have beaches and hotels, but the culture is very different. So I feel like getting to experience a different culture would be one of the main things.
And speaking of culture, you know, you bring it back to me now because I know something that's authentically Navision is Culturama. So would that top your list of things to talk about?
Definitely. And I also mentioned in my mystery question point that I would have an event similar to Culturama, but it would involve participants from all the islands that we get to like disintegrate the insularity amongst ourselves and just get more about each country. Because there's more to a country than what we learn in social studies and geography, definitely.
Yes. And I like the part that when you asked her to expound on how she would tell Nevis, she didn't just start with the beaches. She spoke about the culture, because this culture is really what separates us, I find. Because in all the islands, maybe we can find the same sort of dishes, but they're cooked differently. But I like the fact that you spoke about the culture. So tell us what you enjoy most at the Charleston Secondary School.
That's a very difficult question. I love my school in general.
Okay.
I love being around my friends. I love my teachers. They're all nice. So I'm welcome play.
Oh, okay, lovely, lovely. So are you an alumni of the Charleston Primary School?
No, I attended North.
Oh, okay. Because those two schools are always in the news for Nevis, so they're doing great things over there.
Yeah, I think Hortensia was looking for a link. You know, he thought Charlestown is going to get you twice.
I was.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I'm really impressed with you, Kalia, the way that you're handling yourself. And I think that Hortensia is wishing now that she was a judge, because if she were, definitely you've impressed her thoroughly.
Or
so
maybe
far,
I'm
so
wishing
great.
that I was a student at the Charleston Secondary School to be behind Kalia.
Kalia, I don't think that. I think she just wants a trip to the Cayman Islands. What do you think? I think she just wants that trip. All right.
Supporting you all the way, Kalia.
So in our final moments with you, Kalia, and again, thank you for this interview. It's so great to talk to you about these things. What would you say to other young persons who might be considering participating in the Tourism Youth Congress?
I would tell them, definitely if you want to do it, go for it. There's your limit. But you would have to have knowledge about tourism, and I would say definitely be enthusiastic about what you're saying. You have to believe what you're saying in order to get other people to believe it as well.
I love that. Believe what you're saying to get others to believe. That is a lovely note to end on, Kalia. It was indeed our pleasure speaking with you this morning. Congrats again. Enjoy the Cayman Islands for all of us, and we here in St. Kitts and Nevis are rooting for you. So do your best when you go out there, okay?
Bye, Kalia. Thanks again.
Okay, so you're welcome. Viewers, stay with us. Plenty more after this break.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Thank you for joining us once again this morning. There is going to be a new show in town. It will be a collaboration between the Ministry of Entertainment, Entrepreneurship and Talent Development, or MOENT as we say. Our production company, Studio 327 Inc., the Permanent Secretary of MOENT, Cheryl Ann Pemberton, and the Assistant Secretary, Leah Craig Chatterton, joins us here on Good Morning SKN to tell us more about this. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
Glad you both are. So, our first question, what is the purpose and the expected outcome of Let's Do This? And why the name Shark Tank?
Let's Do This.
Oh, Let's Do It, okay.
That's the name of the upcoming show.
Okay.
Now, just to give you a little bit of history, the Let's Do This was conceptualized during the COVID period.
Okay.
The Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Entertainment and Talent Development was formalized in late 2020.
Okay.
and operationalized in January 2021. Now, I think we are all aware of the COVID period, so you would imagine we have a number of programs planned but was unable to roll out because of the restriction with respect to mobilizations and so forth. And so we use that opportunity to engage the entrepreneurs in-house. The whole idea of the ministry, well, our focus was to engage the entrepreneurs to find out what their needs are, rather than bringing a new ministry and we just sit inside and craft our own ideas. We wanted to get their input. And so during those discussions, I realized what I was hearing most of the time was, we need funding. You know, I'm speaking about the training, the workshops, the seminars, all the different training opportunities, but they were not gravitating so much to it, most of them. And so I said, you know what? We need to come up with something creative, something different that will be exciting and also multifaceted, so that it would embrace coaching, training, all the fundamentals that they would still need. Although it's a show, we want to have the fundamentals there for training in marketing, strategy, and so forth. And it so happened, these were my thoughts, and it so happened in March 2021, I got a call and I was told that this lady, who is an entrepreneur, had an idea and was going to launch a studio. And I met with that lady in March of 2021. That lady happens to be your producer, managing director.
We've picked up on that.
Mrs. Richardson.
Okay.
And so we sat down.
Okay.
And we started speaking. And I told her what I had in mind.
Okay.
And it was, as she started speaking, I asked her what, how she sees the role of the ministry with her studio and so forth. And she started speaking. And I was just bubbling with excitement as she spoke, because there was synergy immediately. And I said, bingo, I have somebody who I can work with to achieve this.
Okay.
And not only that, the fact that the ministry is catering to entrepreneurs / creatives.
Yes.
And I said, this is a great opportunity for the ministry, not only to provide that environment for creatives, but to use an entrepreneur and a woman herself to partner with. So we sat down and we discussed the whole idea, and here we are today. Now the show is, I'm going to have Leah explain in further detail in terms of the training and so forth. But the whole idea of let's do this, and the let's do this too came out of that opportunity with Ms. Richardson. Because after we finished speaking, it was like, let's do this.
Yes.
And so
like let's do this.
Yeah, and so the whole idea is not just a show, but to give them that opportunity to expose their talent, not just locally, regionally, and internationally, to provide their components in the show. We have a coaching session / training, because we feel we not just want to have them in training, but to offer that coaching session, because some of them, it's an informal sector, and so they need their hands held through the whole process. So we are providing that prior to. They're going to go through a filtering process, then they pitch their talent to investors. After, whether they're successful or not, we give them the option to seek further coaching if they need to. And with this show, we are partnering with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, who has really stepped up to the plate, and they will be assisting us with the investors.
All right, so I'm hearing you speak, and it was quite a lot of information I have to say, but you seem very impassioned.
Yes.
I have to, I'm going to put our owner on the spot. Let's do this. Should have been here doing this with you. In any event, soon enough. So,
she's watching, right?
that almost counts. All right. So, Leah, let's talk a bit about the program. Obviously, in listening to Permanent Secretary, I understand that it doesn't matter whether somebody has that skill set or not. You're still opening up to everybody. It doesn't matter how green they are, per se. They can still come. So what can you tell us about the way that it's going to be structured?
Okay, so it's a 5-week training preparation, because we know persons get on camera and they immediately freeze, or they back away, they shy away because they're like, oh no, I have to go and I'm not ready for that. Case in point, me this morning.
No way.
So we felt the need to ensure that they are 100% ready. And we also wanted to give everyone the same chance. So persons who have a new idea but have not been in business before, they get that equal opportunity to training and coaching preparation. So when they come and make their pitch, they're in the same position as someone who, say, has had a business for the past 5 years. So everybody's on that equal platform. The sessions are going to be a combination of in-person group sessions as well as online one-on-one sessions with your coach. So the other thing is, I know some persons tend to be shy in groups, or they may be afraid that their idea may be stolen by someone else, although you can only pitch the idea that you submitted.
Okay.
But just to have that level of privacy and more comfort, we are offering the one-on-one sessions with your coach. So that helps build your confidence, and that helps you flesh out any areas you need to in terms of your business plan development and just your strategic and interpersonal skills as well. Then before they come on camera for the final show, they will have a series of pitch practices before a panel, almost like a mock let's do this, to really prepare them for the lights, camera, action scene.
And you're right, because action, let's do this. You have to act. You have to come up.
It's a call to action. Let's do this. I mean, that's what you want to hear. Once you've finished pitching and the person says those magic words, let's do this, it's like, wow, let's do this.
I have to say, when I listen to both of you, I can feel the energy.
Yeah.
And something that you said, I'm going to put it out there into the universe. If you want to run with it, that's fine. When you said synergy, I thought, wow, that's a great name for a show for future collaboration. So maybe you should hold on to it. That being said, we'll be back to talk with these lovely ladies more in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
Hello and welcome to your favorite day of the week, Friday. It's Infused Friday, and you've guessed right, we have another marvelous infused water recipe for you today. Strawberry, lemon and green tea infused water. So let me introduce you to the benefits one can expect from this selection. Strawberries. These potent little packages protect your heart, increases HDL, which is good cholesterol, lower blood pressure and guard against cancer. Packed with vitamins, fiber and particularly high levels of antioxidants known as polyphenols. Strawberries are a sodium-free, fat-free, cholesterol-free and low-calorie food. The bottom line is lemons contain a high amount of vitamin C, soluble fiber and plant compounds that give them a number of health benefits. Lemons may aid weight loss and reduce your risk of heart disease, anemia, kidney stones, digestive issues and cancer. And finally, green tea contains healthy bioactive compounds. These compounds can improve brain function, increase fat burning. The antioxidants may lower the risk of some cancers, contribute to the prevention of type 2 diabetes, and assist in the prevention of cardiovascular disease, also in the protection of the brain from aging and reduce bad breath. Amazing benefits. Let's get infusing. Here are the ingredients. 1 bag of green tea, 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of hot water, 1 lemon halved, juiced and half sliced, a handful of strawberries halved, and ice cubes for serving. Directions. Place tea bag in a cup of hot water, let it steep for 5 minutes, then remove, and let it cool before pouring into a jug or pitcher. Add the remaining ingredients and let it infuse for 30 minutes before serving into large glass filled with ice. So delightful. Add more to your H2O. Check out the Facebook page every Friday for refreshing infused water recipes.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with Cheryl-Ann Pemberton, the Permanent Secretary, and Leah Craig Chatterton, the Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Entertainment, Entrepreneurship, and Talent Development. It's abbreviated MOENT, but I'll put this out there into the universe right now. When I see that, I think more entertainment, more entrepreneurship, more talent development. So this for me is just
absolutely
more entertainment,
yes,
etc. Right, so Leah, you can take that idea, okay? You were telling me that you were going to run with it before. I'm giving it to you.
Didn't need your permission, but thank you for having it.
She's just going to take it.
Yes, yes. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's what they say.
Wow, now I know. Now you tell me. All right, so let's talk about the conceptualization for this show and the fact that obviously one of the things that might be put into the universe is that, you know, this might be a political gimmick. What would you say to people who say that?
No, it's not a gimmick. Far from being a gimmick. This process started, as I stated, in 2021. And the only reason that we're just rolling it out is because of the restrictions placed during the COVID period. In addition to that, it's a new ministry, and there was a lot of work to be done, recruiting, allocation of space, finding a space for the ministry itself. The recruiting process as well, you have to go through a number of interviews and so forth, and all of this takes time. And so the groundwork as well, the paperwork, documenting the processes, all of that was being done during that period. So the ministry has been working, and we are now reaching to that stage where we're ready to launch the show. And of course, this is not the only, we have other shows that we are discussing with your producer as well. Those will come after this, but we felt this was more needed based on our several discussions held with the creatives during 2021. We felt that this one would be more appealing, and so we gave this the priority. So it's not a gimmick, far from it.
So you heard it here first, it's not a gimmick, it's just to help the entrepreneurs, all the creatives, I could say, right?
Correct.
All right. So is it a one-time at 10,000 reward or multiple opportunities for all pitches deemed rewarding? Are there any other benefits?
There are multiple opportunities for creatives to pitch. As a matter of fact, we are not restricting the amount of ideas. One entrepreneur / creative, I keep saying that because you have some entrepreneurs who are not creative, you have creatives who are not entrepreneurs. And so we are given the opportunity, how many ideas you have, submit it. We want to embrace all of the ideas at this stage. And do not think that any idea is too simple, because that is what it's all about, creativity. We want to really get a good look inside. If, say, for example, if you have 3 ideas, you may have one in innovation. You may have one in the fashion industry. You may have one in murals. And so what we will do is look at those three and see which one, once they've gone through that process, the screening process, we'll see which one is more of a viable, sustainable business when you take all the factors into consideration. And of course, we're building out the industry, and we want to be able to build out all the sectors on an even keel instead of just leave. So once we get all those ideas, we then look at them and we will select to make sure we have a balance in all of the sectors that we are catering to.
Right, so let's talk specifically to those sectors for the benefit of those who might not be aware of what those sectors are. What are those sectors that you're talking about?
The 4 sectors that we are focusing on is the film and photography, music and entertainment, literary and performing arts, innovation/technology.
Well, those are very lofty.
Yes.
Those are indeed very lofty, so you do have your work cut out for you.
Yes, we have a lot of work to do, and we are eager to do it because we have a lot of talent in St. Kitts, a whole host of talent in St. Kitts, and we want to be able to bring that talent to the fore and expose it, not just locally. We also want to monetize the talent because, as I said earlier, we have a lot of talents, but they need a training to understand how to get their talent out there, how to monetize it, get value for your talent.
So ladies, how has the submission for this been going? Has there been a lot? Has there been a little? Are
The
people afraid to come
submissions
forward?
have been trickling in, but what we realized is persons, and I think this is the opportunity to explain to them, we are not asking for a business plan at this stage. We are asking for a one-page synopsis of what your idea is. You will submit the business plan when you meet with your coach. So we are asking you to not be afraid to submit. And based on some feedback, we realized that persons were hesitant because we understand the sector is informal. So most people are going to need assistance with developing their business plan. So we're not expecting that at this stage. We're just asking for synopsis, and then we take it and run with it along with you.
All right, I love that. And I love the fact that you're alluding to partnership, because that's exactly what it is. That's what we need here. In our final moments together, let's talk a little bit about Moent TV, all right? Look at that. What do we know about Moent TV? Will Let's Do This be appearing on Moent TV? What are the plans?
Moent TV, I will say this much. We don't want to go too much into detail because we are hoping to launch Moent TV in the next month or so.
Wow, okay, great.
And so, but Moent TV is going to be another fantastic initiative by the ministry, because this will also be an opportunity to have all creatives, entrepreneurs, give them that platform to expose their talent. And so, of course, this will be there as well. It's content. So, yeah, Let's Do This will most likely be on Moent TV as well.
All right, so again, I'm eking out time here. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance, but we're having this conversation. So how do we get to register for this? What does the public need to know in order to get their submissions into you?
Just submit the email. The flyers are out on both of our social media platforms. Our handles on Facebook and our handles on Facebook and Instagram are Moent SKN. You can find us there. The flyers are out. The email address is moentskn@gov.kn. You submit just a one-page synopsis of your business or business idea, as well as a one-page bio or resume, just to give us some background information about yourself. And it can also be a group initiative. You can have partnerships in the business idea. It doesn't have to be just an individual who's submitting. But we want to hear from you, so let's do this.
And just to add, we are expecting it doesn't have to be just a new idea. It can be an existing idea. You have your business already, but it has not really taken off as you expected. You can still submit that idea.
Interesting stuff. So I imagine that, and this just came to me, so I'll ask it anyway. So because you're into film and industry and so on, if somebody says, you know what, I have an idea for a television show that I might want to pitch to Moet TV, that could work as well.
Absolutely.
There you go. That's a great way to end.
You're pitching
We're on television. I might be. You never know. You never know. We'll see where this goes. Ladies, it has been our absolute pleasure. Definitely not our last conversation because there is collaboration. So we're going to stay close. And you're already close, so that's fine.
Okay, I would just like to use this opportunity,
Yes,
though, to officially congratulate Studio 327 and Mrs. Richardson in particular. It was back then that I learned of Studio 327, and to actually see it come to fruition in living color, I'm really impressed, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
I
We do
endorse
appreciate
those
it.
sentiments as well.
Thank you. You're not going to steal her sentiments. You're just endorsing it. I get it, Leah. I get it. All right. It's been our pleasure indeed. Thank you so much. More Good Morning SKN in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
And thank you.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492. Special Victims Unit 662-7077. Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
To loosen up. Yes, it is that time of the day, and we've had quite an eventful week here on
Yes,
Good
yes.
Morning SKN. Cortensia, what was the highlight of your week?
Oh, no political gimmick?
No political gimmick was the highlight of your week?
No.
No, as in you're endorsing that statement?
No, I'm just saying.
Guys, I'm confused right now.
Oh, the highlight of my week. What was the highlight of my week?
Oh, you gotta ask?
I don't even know. Yesterday.
I can tell them what the highlight
See,
of
I
the
don't
week
want to put it all on the day that I came on this earth, but I'm just gonna say I got food, I got dessert, I got drinks. So yeah.
Hortensia is all about the food, okay? If you guys miss that, so any segment that we do with food, that's gonna be Hortensia. Anytime she goes out to eat or she has, these, that's gonna be a great segment, obviously. All right, I'm gonna tell you.
I went to Shipwreck yesterday.
You went to Shipwreck?
Yeah, and I had
nice.
conch fritters. They have lovely conch fritters, and then I had food. So
Bragging
food
rights.
Again. Food
Bragging
again.
rights.
All
guys,
about the food.
I don't want to hear about your food anymore. Sorry. You're making me hungry, and it's not fair. We have no food today. Yeah, I'm not going to answer this next one because somehow somebody wants us to talk about who our favorite guest of the week
Now they want us to get beat up. We can't pick.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to say that at all, but what I will say is that we'll have a new favorite coming on next week, and that's going to be a bit of a surprise.
I know.
And so I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we do have it coming up in the week next week, so you're going to have to stay close to figure out who that is.
Stay glued to your phones.
And you know what? It's not going to be like one of those surprises like, oh, Jamie's back. Because I'm the one saying it to you.
That was a surprise because they didn't know that Jamie was coming back, right?
I am the one saying it to you. So when I say that we've got a great interview lined up for you, we've got great ones, but this one is going to be a little special.
Epic.
Yeah. So great. That would be our favorite guest and favorite interview, I suppose. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So did you learn anything new since you've been around the world? Let's see, you've been around the sun 40 whole times, Cortez. You've been traveling around the sun that long. Wow. Are you tired
Have I learned anything new?
Oh, she's got to think about it.
Yeah, because it's just life is a continual cycle.
Yep.
So the only thing I think I keep telling myself, because I can't say I've learned anything new thus far, is that I need to relax. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Release, relax, relate.
Oh,
do we have that segment today?
Release,
No, we don't. I know we don't, but hey, you know what? We're improvising here.
I love it.
There we go.
So what about you? What have you learned since you have had
You're not asking me that question.
around the sun?
You're not 5 or more trips around the sun. Yeah.
I take that back.
What have I learned?
He's had the same amount of trips as me. I'm just following him around the sun.
That is so funny. It's interesting because you're asking me about the lessons that I've learned. I'm gonna ring the bell on learning. It's all right. We can shelve it for now. I think I need to hear that. No, but in terms of